Welcome to my suburban mom gathering room. Right next to the kitchen, it's usually a full house on Fridays for happy hour. Today we are going to talk about the full House of Representatives and the comforting cocktail from the 1930s, Bee's Knees, invented just after the Reapportionment Act of 1929 capped the size of the House at 435. Our impactful donations focus on two California candidates that have a very good chance at flipping Republican-held seats and an abortions resource website passed along to me by one of my favorite Jennifers. California 22 Rudy Salas has prioritized increasing funding for public school, voted for legislation to invest in clean energy and infrastructure while protecting jobs, and is leading efforts to protect access to reproductive rights. Oh, Clinton and Biden both won this district, so it's totally flippable. California 27 Christy Smith is committed to advancing educational, social, economic, and environmental equity. She came within 333 votes of beating the incumbent in 2020. Let's help her win this seat. And www.donationsforabortion.com is a website dedicated to highlighting resources and organizations supporting abortion access. Check those out. All right, let's go ahead and talk about one of my least favorite subjects, math. Hey, I married an engineer for a reason. So yeah, after a week of research into how the U.S. House of Representatives allocates its 435 seats, which looked like calculus to me, I needed a strong cocktail. I'm going to drop a few videos on social media that explains it way better than I ever could, but let me give you some fun facts about our full House. In 1929, the Reapportionment Act capped the number of seats at 435. Originally, each congressperson represented about 34,000 citizens, but with population growth, they now each represent over 650,000. There have been 5 different ways of allocating the seats to the states, but currently we're using the method of equal proportions, since it was adopted by Congress in 1941. Allocations change every 10 years with the census. After the 2020 census, a number of proportion seats shifted to states like Texas, Florida, Montana, and North Carolina, which makes the math very scary. Currently, there are 211 Republican-held seats and 220 Democrat-held seats with 4 vacancies. This, my friends, is why the next election the Democrats have to keep every seat they currently hold and build a better buffer by flipping as many seats as possible. The "as possible" being the strategic word. And to reinforce the urgency, just this week, 75% or 157 of those 211 Republicans voted no on a bill recently passed by the House protecting marriage equality. This includes interracial marriage people. What do you think Clarence and Ginny think about that? And over 90% of House Republicans voted no on protecting abortion rights and voted no on protecting the right to contraception. Yep, you heard me, contraception. This is why we ask you to do your own research and support impactful donations to certain candidates. It is all about the numbers. Remember, the Bush Roots movement is all about being strategic in planting bushes that will prevent increased erosion of our human rights. We don't have time for the grass to grow. This leads straight into civic responsibility challenge number 5. Relook at the website Swing Left and get a feel for the congressional districts around the country that could possibly be flipped with enough push from us regular old citizens. A full house in poker is what we are looking for. 3 aces, 2 queens, all Democrats who will restore and protect our human rights. Oh, wouldn't that just be the bee's knees? Speaking of the bee's knees, time for a cocktail. The bee's knees. You'll need a cocktail shaker full of ice. You'll need 2 ounces of gin. I picked this Green Hat gin, and if you look it up, it's kind of a nod to our politicians and how hypocritical they've been over the years. But any gin will work. You'll need 2 ounces of gin. I'm going to pour this into my cocktail shaker with the ice. And then we need 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon. lemon juice. 3/4 of an ounce of honey syrup. The directions for honey syrup was using honey and warm water, and you want it to be like kind of a thinner version of honey. So honey syrup, 3/4 of an ounce. Okay, you're gonna shake that up. Remember, you want it to be really chilled. Okay. This is always the hard part. All right, then you're gonna take your strainer and you are gonna strain it into a coupe glass. In the directions it says a chilled coupe glass, but since I'm doing a video, it's a little bit hard. Okay, everybody, that is the bee's knees. Check out the impactful donations on www.freedom-fridays.com, and cheers to change, a donation or 3 to help our California candidates. And let's get back to supporting women who may be in need of abortion health care by donating to a state of your choice on www.donationsforabortion.com. Find us over on Facebook and Instagram on Freedom Fridays, and now TikTok, Suburban Mom Voter. Make sure you know your vote and row, row, row your vote, like the t-shirt says in November, and keep spreading the word about our effort. Next week, it's Eyes on the Prize and another one of my favorite gin cocktails, the Aviation, which I renamed the Violet Beauregard. Oh, and happy 28th anniversary to my math man, Dale. That's almost as good as he is.